Okay, today is February the 17th, 2017, and right now at 9:25 p.m. we have a temperature of 46 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 99%. The barometer has really dropped down as this storm moves right over Southern California. The center of that storm is moving right over uh, Southern California, Point Conception area. We've got a barometric pressure of 29.66, and the dew point is 46 degrees. And we had heavy rain uh, all day long. It was lightly raining in the early part of the day, in the early hours, and then it picked up pretty strong after about noontime, and rained pretty good all day long. And we've had 3 and 5/8 inches so far in the foothills. So that's pretty good news. That brings the total up to about over 20 inches. I'll have to add it up. We're over almost up to 18 inches now. It'd be about over 19 and 3/4. We'll add it up later, but anyhow, we see the storm moving in. This storm actually intensified as it moved towards the Southern California area. If we look at the surface analysis map right here, yesterday evening on the last video we had a storm right here. This is out a little bit further out here. This was about 997 or 998 millibars, somewhere right around there. And as this moved in, they pulled the power off of it, and we can see what happened here. We've got a 985 millibar. This has dropped all day. The pressure has dropped as this has moved in. And so now we've got a pretty powerful system just right off of Southern California, moving in Central and Southern California. And this thing is generating some pretty hellacious swells. We see that the swell report here, look at this, 29 feet right off of Southern California right here. Here's LA, Los Angeles. We've got 29-foot swells right here. So this is going to continue to move in and really bring some heavy surf, some very large waves to the west-facing beaches. Out here we have a second storm, which is generating 33-foot swells. This is a hurricane force system. If we go back to the other map here, we have this is a hurricane force storm, 980 millibar. This is now moving to the due east. This morning, this is or last night, I think this is moving in a northeast direction. So the forecast is for some rain through the night in Los Angeles and tapering off by somewhere around noontime tomorrow, Saturday. And I don't know what's going to happen with this thing. We've got high pressure installed between the two storms. Let's go back to the water vapor map. We see that this is moving in. There's a lot of manipulation on this system. We see the transmitter right down here. There was a lot of wind all day today during this heavy rain event. Now, by the way, the people on TV are just going wild with all the reports of rain going on around the area, the flooding, the streets are flooding and all this. Well, this is the way the rain used to be not too many years ago. The last time we had around 5 inches of rain in one day was February the 28th. I think it was 2013, I believe it is, and I'll look that up. That was just a few years ago. So anyhow, we have this storm here. We have this storm. We have something right here trying to spin up, and then there's another big system right out here. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course that dry upper level low right out here, which didn't bring any rain. That has a transmitter on it. You can see that. There's an outline there. Got that completely blockaded from this next system and so forth. This is all blockaded. We see very strong clockwise rotation right here on this system, right here, and that is peeling away all that moisture, not allowing a lot of that to wrap back into the center of this storm right there. We've got jet stream flow moving right into Southern California, right around this low pressure system right there. Let's look at the Also, we have a 45-degree angle as a result of the transmitter manipulation on this system. Right here, we've got transmitter working on that low pressure system. Let's look at the IR map. We can see that angle there pretty well. They've got a transmitter right on top of this, and that is preventing this moisture from wrapping right into the very center of that low, which is a low pressure vortex. And we can see here that there's very little rotation. Nothing is wrapping back around because they've got a transmitter right here, right on top of that, and that is creating and generating that 45-degree angle there. And then we have another, we've got something right here trying to spin, and there's another giant, very deep red frontal system moving down. This is probably another storm. Keep an eye on that. That's way out in the West Pacific. Okay, let's take a look here at the western U.S. map. We can see these storms. This one here moving through. By tomorrow, we should have some clearing skies. We see high pressure right here. Also, there was some chemtrails showing up on the Modus Today map. We'll take a look at that. We see this storm here with that 45-degree angle right here. There was a forecast for rain on Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, but that's all changed. As I've mentioned, the weather reports are changing almost every 8 hours. We see a change in the forecasts. These weather controllers are keeping everybody a little bit mixed up, and that's how they keep the game going. Okay, now once again, here's the swell report. We've seen that. Saw that. Here's the Doppler map. We can see that all day long we've been watching the Doppler map, and right here is Oroville, where the Oroville Dam is. There's a transmitter between Chico and Oroville, somewhere right just north of Oroville, and this has been chopping up the rain in the area all day long. We see that this yellow has never made it into the area anywhere near Chico or Oroville, so that's a indication that these transmitters are actually doing something worthwhile, preventing additional flooding and rain runoff into this dam. Although we do have a lot of heavy snow, we see that right here. That'll probably on the next, if the next storm moves in, it may melt this snow, and then we have runoff into the dam. But at any rate, we see the transmitter at work here, chopping up that rain. There's a scatter pattern spokes. You can see those. If you go over towards the coast, we have Ferndale and Fortuna. There's a transmitter right here. We can see that area being chopped up. This area of rain here is being broken up by that transmitter in near Fortuna, Fern Glen, I believe it is. Ferndale, pardon me, Ferndale. Okay. Okay, so that's the situation. We have a transmitter right here next to just northeast of Edwards. This is that transmitter near Kramer Junction, near Edwards Air Force Base. We can see what that's been up to. It's chopping up the rain, breaking up the rain, and regulating the amount of rain that desert area is getting. Here in LA, we see the transmitter is located out someplace east of Temecula, and that is breaking up. There's a straight edge right there. We can take a look at that. Very straight edge right here. There's a transmitter located somewhere right in this area. Aguanga, just east of Temecula. So we might want to take a look, somebody out there, if you got some time, see if you can find this transmitter. It's going to be on a tower, about a 5 or 6 story tower with a big white ball, like a giant golf ball on the top of that. That's somewhere right in here. That's where all these lines are converging. And this transmitter is also regulating the amount of rain in this area right here. These are high-powered radars, transmitters that emit microwave frequencies, which heat the water vapor in the air. And you see what the effect they're having. Stops the rain in the area. Also down here near San Diego, there's a transmitter. We've cataloged that one already, but we see that that's at work as well, breaking up the rain. There's a lot of heavy rain moving in there. All right. Okay, so that's the situation. There's some heavy rain cells still moving in. Keep an eye on all this. Next is the jet stream map. You can see the jet stream moving right into Southern California, right around that low. Okay, and here is the water vapor map, the SSCC water vapor map. You see both of these storms moving towards the west coast. All right. Now, this is the kind of rain that we used to get all the time. We used to get regularly 20 inches of rain every year in the foothills. This, not too many years ago was just another rain system, and now, listening to the news tonight, you'd think we were having a major disaster or something. Here's the MODIS Today map showing the Southern California area. And here's the San Diego area right here. We can just pan around and we can see the chemtrail haze, this gray stuff intermixed with the brilliant white moisture field moving in. This off-white gray stuff is the chemtrail haze. We can see it right here as well, all through this area. This is the Colorado River. And now we're into Arizona. We can see some of this chemtrail haze. Here's some natural clouds right in this area. But the chemtrail haze blankets the tops of the water vapor moving in, and that caps the atmosphere, prevents the lift, and then they don't get the rain out there in the desert areas and out where where they need it. Arizona is in a drought as well. Okay, so let's take a look quickly next at the 500 millibar map. We see that low pressure system moving in, squiggly lines. There's a lot of transmitter activity going on. You have a satellite transmitter working on this system, and that's causing descending air, and that is what's showing up as these squiggly lines. We've got varying degrees of high and low pressure intermixed right here on this jet stream flow. All right, now next is the 300 millibar. We see the same lines right through this area, and that low is moving in right there. Okay, so that's it. That's the report, and we'll leave it here, and we'll do another update tomorrow.